notes. I don't normally do notes. I normally just sort of let it fly.
Yeah.
I'm here with the beautiful Michelle. Now, your site, you've been doing this. How many years now would it be now that you've got this Peachy Palates?
God, it's probably about 6 or 7 years now at this stage.
Wow,
Yeah.
well, that's fantastic. And would there be a kind of, I don't know, for you, a evolution of it, that it started out as one idea in your head and it's become something else? Or?
So when it started out, I was just really into food blogs, and it was through my own interest in food blogs that I wanted to start my own. And I, at the time, was actually vegan. So it was all focused on vegan recipes. I'm not vegan anymore. I'm a meat eater again, officially as of the past 3 years. So I eat a lot of meat and.
Well, I saw that you
so
went. I know in your notes where you say you went from vegan to and paleo. How do you pronounce it? Paleo.
Paleo, yeah.
Paleo,
and I suppose paleo, but I'm not in a restrictive way. In that, like, I do eat oats and I do eat rice and I eat some grains now.
Right.
It's more just that dairy doesn't suit me, and it's more about eating whole natural foods as opposed to cutting out particular things. It's what suits me and suits my.
Well, as a shorthand, I guess that we're referring to what they sort of see as that sort of caveman diet. Like you're going back to that time and just that simple thing of what they had available to them.
Yeah.
So you don't drink coffee, obviously, or any kind of.
No, I do drink. That's. I mean, it's not strict. Like I steer away from like refined sugars and anything processed. Basically, I try and not eat stuff from packet. Yeah. And I eat like all natural foods and plenty of meat, plenty of fish.
Well, your recipes always drive me crazy because you've got these beautiful kind of dishes you kind of put up on the side and suggestions and all that. They are really gorgeous. But I think more importantly, it seems to have had a great effect on your general kind of well-being, because really part of it wasn't so much, well, I want to tell people how to, what's a good food or what's a good nice dish, but it was really important, I think, for your own health that you kind of went through what is really like a public diary, or a sense of, well, this is where I need to go, I know where I'm at right now. Was that leap quite difficult? Because most people, as much as we go on social media a lot now, most people are very private about what's actually kind of going on, or what's really kind of not working out for them.
I think the last few weeks I've been a bit more public about where I am at now, and a bit more public about myself and my story. But at the beginning when I started, it was, I suppose, I was putting myself out there and explaining to people that I had an eating disorder, and that I was vegan and this is what I was doing, and it was kind of, for me to put myself out there, it meant that I had nowhere to hide then, and it forced me into trying to recover. So people knew, and it meant that I couldn't hide behind an illness anymore. So it was a slow process. I mean, the blog's been going for, like I say, 5 or 6 years, so it wasn't like I started a blog and suddenly I was better. Like, it's been a slow process. I just haven't documented the whole thing, but my plans going forward are to kind of maybe backtrack a little bit and try and help people and explain how I've gotten to where I am now.
I know that you've gone through different diets and at one point you were incredibly kind of focused on training. You were into cardio, you were doing X amount of hours a day, 6 days a week, and you kind of realised gradually that wasn't the answer, and I guess there is that sort of, I don't know whether you would think, well, for every individual there's a sort of like a right fit, or whether you feel you're always aiming for what you hope is, this is the healthiest way to live. I mean, it seems that you look at the Happy Pair twins, obviously I'm in incredible physical shape, but I don't really try. But I don't know whether it was for you just finding your ideal, or whether you sort of feel, well, no,
I think I clung to different eating styles, and then I clung to exercise, and I think I've reached a stage now where, like I say, like when I say that I follow a paleo diet, I don't follow it strictly. I have a diet that suits me, and I think I work a little bit as a health coach as well. And what I find, and way I approach it with people, is that there isn't a one size fits all model. What is good for one person isn't good for another person, and you need to work out what works for you and what is maintainable and what's enjoyable. Like, exercise and food is meant to make your life better, not make it worse.
Right.
So
but there is that sort of danger, and you can even see it, in the Happy Pair at the moment. You can even see it so that, there's people in their yoga pants, they've obviously been working out all day, and they don't look particularly happy, which I know in the moment you can just be a bit tired, or in the moment you can just feel like you've had a long session of any sort that you're just tired from, but it does fascinate me that there's a fine line between being really healthy and looking after yourself, and just sort of flipping over into a kind of a misery, really, that you're not actually enjoying.
Yeah, and I suppose what happened to me isn't going to happen to everyone. It depends on your personality. I definitely have an addictive personality, I'm the first to admit it, and if I don't strike a balance with things, I can go to the extreme with things, and that's what happened with the exercise. It just became my life, and then you get trapped in a circle of, this is what I have to do now to maintain where I'm at, and so that was a big step, letting go of
We should really sit
of the 4 or 5 hours a day
you
exercise.
really should sit the Flynn twins down and have a talk with them. I think they've hit that wall.
Oh, I don't know. I think
As I say, different
yoga.
lifestyles, and different kind of ways of being able to balance out that you're enjoying what you do is so, I think, crucial to it, that you're not putting yourself through unnecessary misery. If it's benefiting you and you really enjoy it.
Well, apart from the psychological misery of the exercise, for me, my body just started to work against me. So, like, my legs were swelling up. I was like black circles down to my cheeks. I couldn't sleep properly. People kept saying it to me, and I'm sure it was going in one ear and out the other. And I just thought I was Superwoman.
Well, that path that you just recently put up on your website, just a great comparison of a few years ago and just starting that sort of how you look now is so much healthier and so much happier. And I mean that. I don't know whether that's, you could say it's an ongoing forever thing, or do you feel what you've managed to find, a kind of
no, I don't think there is, like, I don't think I've come to a stage where this is where I want to be for the rest of my life. I think life is a journey and I want to change, and I'm at the moment I'm doing kind of a strength and conditioning program, and I have a coach that works with me, and we're focused on building more muscle, and it's a slow process. I'm not in a race to any particular finish line or any particular goal. I just want to continue on my journey, I suppose, and just enjoying it.
And for Joe, do you want a six pack for your own sort of blog and all that? What would be best for them, to sort of follow the blog? Is, I suppose, the simplest thing, because I know you're on social media too, but that's the kind of the mothership.
I suppose on a day-to-day basis, Instagram is probably the best way to follow me. I'm Peachy Palate on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But I suppose Instagram is a nice, it's the medium I enjoy. I like looking at photos, and then if I want to know more, I can always visit a website. Future plans, I would love to start a YouTube channel and do some vlogging, but my hands are a little bit tied camera wise at the moment, but I'll get there eventually. I'm hoping in the new year that's where I will go with like recipe videos and sort of day in the life sort of stuff.
Now, my very final question is, I'm, as I said, I look at the recipes, and I'm the laziest man in the world, so I make nothing with more than 2 colours. I just don't have the ability to cook properly, and I should really. But just looking at like the peanut butter and jelly plantain pieces, there's stuff I see on that, and I think, holy. Is that like, have you just made that, or is that like a good sort of image of it, and you just sort of
No, I make it. I take photos of it. I eat it. Now the photo you see might not be the first time I've made it. There might be a few disasters before that, but most of the time now things work out. And that one in particular is actually a 3 ingredient recipe, so it's like there is some simple things out there. And what I try to do on Instagram now every now and then is actually, if it's a short recipe, post the recipe on Instagram just to make it easier for people.
Would you be tempted to put the? I suppose the internet's great for the fact that it's a great way to find stuff pretty easily, and search engines and all that. But in this time of cookbooks do quite well. Would you be tempted to go down that path?
I'd say I've had about 100 people in the last year or two say that to me, and again, it's something I'd love to do. It's a dream. If I won the lotto tomorrow, I'd do it tomorrow. But it's a matter of like getting someone to fund it, and then obviously not having it's a full-time job to take that on and do it properly.
Cool. Well, I should say that when you make these dishes, and they are beautiful, if ever there's leftovers, I'm not that.
And you're not the first person to say that.
Well, just send a text, and I just feel I could offer a service. I don't want you to ever throw out food, and you put it in the fridge, and you have the next day it's not half as good. But
there's a queue. You'll have to form an orderly queue.
Rock and roll.